What up, Dokkaners? So we still don't know what the official confirmation is for the upcoming Dokkan Festival. We should be finding out tonight or tomorrow. But in the meantime, I wanted to do a stone count approximation by looking back at last year's celebration that happened in this same time slot. Because regardless of what the theme is, a lot of you guys are probably now starting to realize that we are just a handful of weeks away from the 11th anniversary. In fact, we are 2 blocks away. That's what I call... One block is basically a Dokkan Festival and a Carnival, a part 1 and a part 2. Basically a month. So with this month, the holiday month, bringing us to a close on 2025, that just leaves the New Year's celebration as the only other thing between you and the 11th anniversary, which means there's not a whole lot of stones left. Now, in the past, I used to do this for every single campaign. I haven't been doing that as much. I want to try to do it at least from now until the 11th anniversary, just because a lot of people are probably going to be very much keen on finding out how much they can get, because maybe you've been summoning a lot lately. Maybe you've been, it's been tough. Like, it's very difficult to pass up on some of these crazy banners. You know, timed exclusives that will never come back. One of the most broken characters to ever release. Granted, that happens all the time. Black Friday deals that offer some of the best characters in the entire year all on one banner. Like, I understand the temptation. So if you've done all of these summons, you probably don't have too many stones left over. So that leaves you with 1, 2, 3, 3.5 celebrations, 3.5 banners between now and the 11th anniversary. How many stones does that get you? So let's do our part by factoring in this one right here. So last year, in the same block, we had the Tech Buhan as the Dokkan Festival celebration. So we're going to go through that campaign, and then we'll basically replace it with what we think will be replaced to the best of our abilities. Again, we still don't know what the official confirmation is. You know, that could very much change things. Like, if it's Android Cell Saga, there are potential ECAs that we can discuss. If it's something else, if it's a Spirit Bomb, or if it's Universe Survival Saga or something else, then that throws in other factors, right? So there's only so much we can do here. I will save... What I'll probably do is I'll probably save the EZA speculation for another video once we find out what the character is. I'm hoping that's tonight or tomorrow. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and do this. So let's just start by taking a look at the campaign details, and then we will do a stone count at the end here. And I'm just realizing now, it's been a year since we had our last Battlefield LR. Ani Laza? No way. Hold on, I've got my game handy. Looking at it, yeah. Ani Laza released in December of 2024. Wow. And now we're in December 2025. So, I don't think this necessarily dictates that we must get a new Battlefield LR, but since we're a year out, I would not be opposed to them doing this, you know? Maybe we do get one. And again, it depends on what the theme is, I suppose. That could tell us what this is. Although, here... Well, yeah, no, because Buhan is an artificial life form, and Ani Laza is an artificial life form. So if we do, like, you know, most people are thinking that this is Hellzone Grenade, right? So if we're going into Android Cell Saga, make it them, one of them or both. Just make it one of them. Let's get our first LR Android 19 or LR Dr. Gero. Those characters, they're never gonna treat them right. Let's at least have them be, you know, functional characters, at least as a free-to-play LR. LR Dr. Gero or LR Android 19 or both together would be awesome, in my opinion. Whether or not they're good or bad, just having an LR with them would be pretty sweet. So that's where my money's on. Anyway, we'll save that for when we actually find out. Login bonus and special missions, you know, par for the course, standard stuff. EX missions, this is not much of a stone reward type thing. This is more just for the challenge. So whatever, I mean, they will never stop doing this because there are just infinite events for them to do this for. Sometimes they'll just repeat it. New banner, again, I don't know what we would say here. I mean, if it's Piccolo, banner unit could be probably just a handful of options. Android 17, Android 18, Imperfect Cell, Semi-Perfect Cell, Android 16, Tien. I feel like those are the only options. I'm gonna be honest, I don't want it to be Android 17 or 18. I'll tell you why. We have enough of those characters, they're all mid, and I don't need another Android 17 or 18 to be mid. I just don't. We have enough of them, you know? If we're gonna do another Android 17, I want him to be a Dokkan Festival or an LR, and I want him to be good. Is that crazy to say? So you know what? What if we get a banner unit Imperfect Cell? We don't have one of those. We have an Imperfect Cell TUR that can transform, but we don't have a summonable SSR Imperfect Cell that just stays imperfect. So that is what I would like to see. That would be pretty cool, because if you are trying to run an Imperfect Cell at the moment, your only option would be the free-to-play LR, and he no good no more. So yeah. New Dokkan event, whatever this is, we'll get a couple of stones for that. New Dokkan Awakening support missions. Oh, redstone. Yes. Okay, so we're obviously not in the campaign yet. We are looking back at last year, but assuming we get essentially a one-to-one replacement with all this stuff this year, you know, contextually adjusted. Here's your little reminder. Do not spend your special red stones right away. The reason for this is something that I repeat all the time. In my opinion, you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but a lot of people have come around on this notion that it's better to hold out until the end of the interval period. I will always do a video to remind you guys about this, so that way you guys can make the most informed decision. During the time in which this thing releases until its end, things could change. Circumstances could be different. You could summon and pull a certain character that is so good, but could be even better with a specific character to link up with. One of these guys could offer that. There could be a super easy that is announced 2 weeks after this actually is given to you, that you have now lost the opportunity to pick up for free because you were impulse buying, right? So in general, it's better to hold on to these. I will do a video to remind you guys before the end of the deadline to actually use them, and then I will give you my options. But here is your first of a few courtesy reminders. I don't want to see a single complaint in my campaign breakdown if we get this, and then I say, do not spend these right away. I don't want to see a single person like, Tony told me too late. No, dummy, I told you now. I told you before the campaign actually came out. I swear, I'm gonna smack you. All right, redstone, hopefully we get something like that. Snowman 2024, I don't remember, did this ever give us characters? Let me see. Does it actually show? Yes. So what did this offer? Was it oh, okay. It was just link skill orbs, gravity chambers, aged meat, and more. I don't remember what the and more is, but whatever. It's not a character stuff. Okay, cool. Moving on. Super easy again. I mean, we don't know what the theme is, so that could change things. Although, you know what? I guess let's ponder. Let's consider. What would a super easy A be? As far as easy A's go, my number one option would be Android 1718, and then like this guy. These are my like prime candidates for easy A. But for a super easy A, I don't know. Maybe we do this guy? Maybe? I don't know. So somebody will get it. We'll see. Okay. That gives you a couple stones. Extreme Z battle. So this one, I remember this. People got really mad at this. This is the Destined Rivals series. We'll get some sort of a new Extreme Z battle stage, and that will give us another couple of stones. The thing about this, though, I hope that this is in fact from whatever the celebration is. Like, it doesn't, because what? Okay, I'm kind of jumping the gun here. Let me slow down. The reason why I wanted to talk about this a little bit further is because of heroes. When it comes to heroes, there are no longer any new summonable characters, but they will still be easy-ing the next class of easy A characters. When it comes to heroes easy A's, they clump them all into one event. So what I want, and what I'm trying to say here, is that I hope Dokkan doesn't simply take this out and replace it with this, because heroes is inherently non-canon. It is an extra canonical thing that happens every year for Dokkan players. Most people, and I'm not lying when I say this, most people skip heroes because they don't potentially contribute to the meta as much as regular Dokkan festivals. So most people don't really feel the need to summon for these guys. Those who care about heroes, those who enjoy crossovers, will do it. So if this, as an extra canonical thing, is now shoehorned into a mainline celebration, and it's not it's not being added on, but it's a replacement, then it kind of sucks for those players who never summoned, who never engaged, because now they'll be behind. So I don't think they'll replace it. I do think they'll probably throw it in, so we can actually factor that into our stone count approximation, I suppose. But yeah, this would be something else. And like I said, Android 1718 would be a great choice if it's Android Cell Saga. Support memory boost. I don't really care about this, but we get these anyway. Ultimate Clash, cool. Super Battle Road. Oh, World Tournament. We just had one 2 months ago, 1 month ago. I don't think we're gonna get it during this celebration, but I do think we're gonna get one more World Tournament before anniversary. That tends to happen before an anniversary celebration. We do tend to get one of these things, so I would not be surprised if that were to happen. If it did happen here, I mean, it's 50 stones even sooner, so I guess that's a good thing for most of you guys. I would not be happy about it, but it is what it is. Reopening of Extreme Z battles. Oh, we had some sub EZAs. There are so many characters that could get sub EZAs. It's stupid. It is just plain stupid how many sub EZA candidates there are here. And I think that's it. A bunch of free-to-play events, yada, yada, yada. Free, 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 free. More free, and wallpaper. All right. So that about wraps up the overview of this campaign. So now we'll go ahead and do some Dragonstone approximations and whatever we can. So for the login bonus, this goes from the 20th of November till the 26th, so 2 days before a full month, which is 28. So we'll say 28 Dragonstones, and then we'll multiply that by 2, because every single day you get a login bonus as 1 Dragonstone, but then you also get another Dragonstone for doing the daily mission. During the weekends, you actually get a little bit more, but I never tend to count those because, you know, it's not necessary. So 20 times 2, 56. We will round down before this is all over. Special missions usually goes between 10 to 15 stones. So I'm going to go ahead and just say 15 Dragonstones. So 56 Dragonstones plus 15. Then we've got EX missions. These only give you 3 Dragonstones at most. Not that crazy of a deal. It's more so for the challenge. Not Super Battle Road. New Dokkan Festival summon. Like I said, we already talked about potential characters. New Dokkan event, 2 Dragonstones. Support missions. They don't give you any Dragonstones. They just give you medals. And then we've got the new special redstone. Super easiest give you 3 Dragonstones, if I'm not mistaken. Regular full-on TUR EZA events give you 34 Dragonstones. Support memory boost can give you 7 Dragonstones. Clash can give you 31 Dragonstones. Super Battle Road can give you 6. World Tournament can give you 50. So with all that said, let me go ahead and do the calculations real quick. Processing. Without the World Tournament, we're looking at 157. So if we were to add World Tournament, that would be 207. If we add 34 for the Heroes EZAs, then that would be 207, 241. So I don't know if we're going to get the World Tournament one. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that because I just don't want to overpromise. So if we remove that, then that's 157. I'm also going to do I want to remove the Heroes one? I feel like the Heroes one is pretty much a sure thing. So you know what? Let's just say 150 Dragonstones. I think 150 Dragonstones is a safe bet. We have subtracted the World Tournament altogether. So if it happens, you know, big pleasant surprise. If it doesn't happen, not a big deal. But I think 150 Dragonstones is a safe bet, safe guesstimate for how much we can get during this first part. The second part will obviously give more, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But for now, 150 stones is good. If I were to generalize, 150 here, maybe another 125 here, so it's like 250, you know, I'm gonna say like 250 for this month. I'm incredibly undershooting here, like you can tell, right? I am massively undershooting. So like 250 for this block, 200 for this one, so like sub 500 stones if we're being generous. That's where I feel like we could be headed between now and the 11th anniversary. So yeah, 150 stones, not bad considering most people, I don't even know what the unit does, okay? But we have now, and by we, I mean most of you guys who can't help but summon, which I don't blame you, but we have now had to go through several rounds of summons after the fact when we were trying to not do so. So with all that said, 150 stones on a celebration that most people should be skipping is a good start. So let's see where this takes us. Let's see what the unit does. And if it is Piccolo, I feel like most people can live without him. Let's see what happens tonight or tomorrow night. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Leave in the comments your thoughts on with the 150 Dragonstones potentially headed your way. What does your stone count become? What are your thoughts on the prospect of the last few celebrations between now and the 11th anniversary? Do you think they're going to continue to be bangers in terms of quality of characters or banners like we've seen recently? Do you think they're going to have a bit of a moment to let us breathe or not? Let me know your thoughts. Anything else that I've missed? I am very sleepy while recording this, so did I say anything gibberish like? Let me know in the comments down below. Also be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future. Click the notification bell so that you let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and ours to Dokkan responsibly.